Ecom Squeezed podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of Ecom Squeezed. I am your host, Sebastian, founder of Retail-Outsource. And for the second time, we have a guest, Tahir Khan. He's the founder and CEO of RockitSeller. And in today's episode, he's gonna share the screen and he's gonna walk with a few tools that he have within the system, and he's gonna share the screen as well. So welcome to the show, Tahir.
Thank you, Seb. Thanks for having me. So I would like to share with your audience all the other tools that we have, Seb. We have several tools. The vision of RockitSeller has always been a one-stop shop for all I won't say all, but most of the majority of the sellers that need tools. We want to be there. A tool for each point in the seller's journey. That's what the vision has been.
Great. So, I'm really curious to see the other tools that you have within your umbrella. You have already showcased the best one. So I'm really curious about, for the rest of the ones. So if you can share the screen and show us and walk us through, how it works and what it does, that'll be fantastic.
Absolutely. So Seb, I'm going to share my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so before we start, I wanted to put a pre-qualifier in there where this is a demo account, so you won't see a lot of data, but I'll be able to demonstrate almost all the features that are in the product itself. So here, this is our Federation app where you log in and you manage all your subscriptions. So you'll see Transferwise, which is our automated repricer. It's a pretty capable rules-based automated repricer currently available for Amazon and Walmart. Sellwise is our multi-channel listing and fulfillment solution. Currently, we support Amazon, of course, it's a gateway platform. We support eBay, Shopify, Newegg, Etsy, TikTok. And soon, probably in the next few months, we'll have Temu. So we support 8 different channels, seamless listing synchronization. Inventory synchronization happens every 40 minutes. You can choose to fulfill orders using your Amazon FBA inventory. So for example, if you're selling on Walmart, by the way, we are approved solution providers for all the marketplaces that we integrate with. So going back to the example, if you are selling on Walmart and Newegg or Etsy, for example, if an order comes in from Etsy or Walmart, you can choose to automatically fulfill using your existing FBA inventory. The software places an order on your behalf using your FBA inventory. And when Amazon ships the order out, we synchronize the tracking information and all the order-related information, the fulfillment information to the target channel. Amazon is pretty competitive, and we have sellers that use different pricing rules. For instance, you may want to stay 5% above or even below the current Amazon offer on a target channel. Take, for example, you want to be 5% or 2% or 3% or $1 below Amazon's offer price on Walmart. You can do that. You can configure your account to do that. So let's launch Sellwise.
Yeah.
By the way,
I have a question on one of the points that you mentioned about integrating with Amazon with MCF, and you said the tracking will be pulled. So is that direct API or is that how does it work with Amazon?
Regarding fulfilling orders or pushing listings?
Yes, through MCF.
Yeah, MCF. So when an order comes in, and we synchronize your orders and inventory every 30 to 40 minutes with each of your target connected platforms. So for instance, in the last 20 minutes, an order was placed on Walmart, and you're doing auto MCF using your FBA inventory in Sellwise, in SellPilot. All these tools will become pilot with the pilot suffix. Putting it out there. So if an order comes in the last 20 minutes, we download the order from Walmart, and then we check if your account is set up to automatically fulfill it. Then it goes out and places an order, using the SP API. Once Amazon says, okay, yeah, great, everything is good, you're sent a confirmation email that we have successfully processed this order, placed an order with Amazon. And once Amazon fulfills that order, dispatches the order, we get notified. And we go out, get the tracking information and everything from SP API, and then we push this information over to the target platform without you having to do anything. So this is a seamless growth product without you having to do anything. Basically, we are automating all your ops.
Great. Yeah. Got it. Thank you. Thank you, Tahir.
Sure. So here you'll see the dashboard. Today's gross sales. This is real time. We make the SP API call directly over here, and then available to sell your inventory and all that. This is a list of all your running orders, and here you can compare your sales. So today to prior period would be yesterday, this year to last year, and it shows your. At one time, this account was active. There's a lot of inventory that needs to be listed, which I don't get time to do that anymore. So because this is more than a handful, RockitSeller. So here you can click on the ASIN, and you can look at your product information on Amazon. You can click the SKU, and here it will tell you the inventory information. Vendor, you can set up vendors in our system and assign SKUs to vendors. It gives you the per unit profitability depending upon if your COGS are input correctly.
So we can see a full overall P&L at the end of the month, I assume.
At the unit level and also at the business level too.
Nice.
So this is showing your P&L at your SKU level.
Yeah.
And there are ways to see your P&L at the business level too.
And you are getting all this data from Amazon about the fees. They have like hundreds of different fees, right?
Yeah. So every time we synchronize your inventory when we download your listings, which happens every 40 minutes using reports. We don't make synchronous calls to the SP API almost ever, except the one dashboard call here. Everything happens offline. So we all the information that we get, the data that is built, it's all built using reports most of the time. Well, almost 99% of the time. So there are no synchronous calls. We have your data, and if you want, I can give you an overview of how the onboarding works, if that helps.
Yeah, of course. And before we go there, what about the advertising side of? It's very hard to, get those data, right? How much we spend per ASIN, or do you just layer it off on top of monthly, P&L?
So there's one feature in the system where we download all your financial data. That includes all the fees, all the monthly storage, everything. Okay, and that feature is an add-on because it's a ton of data that we have to ingest. And I'll show you what it looks like. You won't see a lot of data on this account, but it will show you exactly what the capabilities are. And it includes monthly advertising, storage fees, variable closing fees, per item fee, everything. So it's a complete breakdown of your system. We also have a QuickBooks integration, which we haven't released yet. Like I said, there's a ton of integration that we have completed, but we haven't released. One of the integrations is QuickBooks. I don't know whether QuickBooks is big in Europe or not.
It is.
But it is. So you can connect your QuickBooks, and then we push your the P&L data into QuickBooks too. So this is the dashboard, and then we go into gain time, which I lovingly call gain time. So maybe we'll have some data. So here, these are all the marketplaces. So right now you'll see all these marketplaces that are connected. So over the since January 2024 up to last year, we have ad connected all these marketplaces. You'll be able to click on a marketplace and see your revenue, estimated fees, cost of goods sold if you have provided them, units sold, refunds, everything. Likewise, eBay, Shopify, so TikTok. So this is actual data when the account was active. And then this is your 7-day stats. And this is for your selected date range. This is the P&L for the time period. Gross revenue, base price, expenses, estimated fees, cost of goods sold, net profit. And then across that time period, per platform, top performers. So units sold 204, and then it will show you the P&L for that SKU for that time period for that marketplace. Base price, tax, shipping, expenses, net profit, and then this is on Walmart, this is on Amazon, and then this is on TikTok. So you can look at your top performers across all the marketplaces along with P&L, and then you can get insights and projections based on your performance.
Nice.
We also have product performance. Let's select last year. So these are all the orders that came in, selling fees, margin, ROI, and then you can also look at price history changes that you have made or the system. So if you're using our automated repricer, you can look at all the price history changes that have been made, your insights, days on hand, revenue, reorder level if you have set up one, sales rate per day, days until reorder, SKU, a ton of really, really valuable information. Then we go into, is there anything else? No. So, and here, you can always change the marketplace and look at per marketplace performance. This is the forecast. We have, and it's an add-on currently, but what you can do is we enable machine learning on your SKUs if you choose to. And like I said, this is a test account. So let's look at, all right. So you can look at per marketplace forecast based on your actual sales, and then it will show you forecast units, forecast revenue, and trend, units sold, and then the forecast value for 2026 based on your past performance. Now, inventory levels.
So can we do the inventory forecast as well, I assume, with all this data across all the platforms, right? So that's a huge amount of data that you have.
Yeah. So there's no inventory for this because so this will display all your inventory, your sales rate, 7-day, 60-day, inbound, working, available, fulfillable, and then your analysis, deep analysis on your inventory and inventory planning. So here you'll see all your FBA shipments, and then it keeps track of your restock now, restock soon, excess inventory, and open restock orders, and your trigger level, your reorder date. I wish I could show you the data. It's pretty awesome, and you can audit your inventory. So it shows you where it was shipped from, how many units were received, how many units are in receiving, and if the order has been completely received, it will tally what Amazon says it received against what you actually shipped. So you can then file your claim and everything. So you can add vendors over here in our system, and then you can upload your SKU and vendor related information. This is where you would keep track of your warehouse inventory and choose to automatically list it. These are in all your inbound shipments. So take, for example, this shipment was made, quantity shipped, quantity received, outstanding 0, because probably this was canceled shipment. So this was the last time it in transit. Okay, we haven't updated this. Like I said, this is a test account. And then you also have expenses. You can keep track of all your expenses. We automatically download your monthly storage costs and then comparison by month and difference between. So we keep a running total of the difference between last month and this month, all your storage fees. You can add an expense here, one time, monthly, yearly, or recurrent, and it keeps track of all the expenses. So here, advertising expenses. This was automatically downloaded for that month, so it shows up here. And these are the refunds, and then the refund rate, and the disposition, customer comments, what was the action on the item. And these are your heat maps where your inventory is and where the orders are coming from. So this is your orders heat map, and this is your inventory heat map. Gives you an idea of.
Okay, so I'm quite interested in that map. So it shows two data point. I think the
Yeah,
customer
but,
location plus the item location.
right. So this is where all your orders are coming from. So this is where your customers live. And inventory is where your inventory is actually located. So you can look at, okay, so what you can do then is, if you're doing private label, this information is absolutely great, because now you can go to Instagram and create a small ad and target your zip codes to increase your sales. So this helps tremendously with marketing. Let's see if I have inventory heat. But if you had inventory and it was an actual account that was being used, you'll see all that information here. And then this is marketplace orders. So if you're doing MCF, you can look at all your marketplace orders here. So you can look at Walmart, eBay, Shopify, and then look at, it will display a link which you can click, and it will open up your Seller Central account and show the order information on Amazon. So this is operation. These are all our tools, and then support. So this is our MCF solution called Sellwise, which is now Sell Palette.
Got it. It's a nice function.
Yeah, people love this product. Let's go into Pricewise, which is our price palette.
Yeah, that's something I'm really interested in.
So if you look at this, it's integrated. So here you can, so there are 5 different strategies you can use, Seb. Win the buy box, be the low price leader, go against feature merchants, chase a specific ASIN, or sales velocity base. So you could if you look at this is the win the buy box, and that is for. I wish this did not ding as much if I had, and I wish I had data. Now you cannot look. Now you cannot see this because it's in dark mode. So it says your editing strategy WTBB, which is win the buy box, of strategy type win the buy box. So we have something called stop loss built into our repricer. What it does is lets you create stop losses. So stop repricing when profit margin falls below a certain percentage, when ROI falls below a certain percentage or amount, when profit amount is below a fixed dollar value, or available quantity goes below the reorder level. So these are stop losses configured in the system, where the system will just stop repricing when one of these actions is triggered. One of these rules is triggered. So currently I'm saying staying a penny below the current buy box because I want to be the buy box winner. When buy box is suppressed, either you can choose not to reprice or use the lowest price. When Amazon is competing, ignore Amazon, which will be suicidal, but anyways, you can do that. Or you stop repricing. When there is no competition, raise price by, or do not reprice. So you can enter the value, the percentage and the value, and then you can say price stock, the out of stock listings to max offer price, same channel offers only, or prime channel offers only. So we give you a lot of leeway on how to create your.
Great. And Tahir, for this, how useful is that the pricing one for brand owner? Let's say they don't have any competition, right? Nobody's saying they have the buy box all the time. So in order to be, competitive, they can be flexible with pricing, until you find that balance where they sell most amount of units with the most, with the highest profitability.
Right. So what you can do in that case, use our sales velocity based algorithm. So you would use sales velocity and then say, let's see, SV. And here in sales velocity, you can say drop prices in increments of amount of percentage until target velocity of X is reached. Okay. And stop repricing when, again, stop loss. configuration and stop repricing when available quantity falls below reorder level or continue repricing. So what you can do is find the right balance. You can keep dropping your price until your target velocity of 100 units per day is reached. And at that time, it will stop repricing.
Got it.
And then you would review your settings, you select your SKUs, and then you assign that strategy to it. So here's the manage rules. So listings, this is where all your listings will show up. It will show a color-coded meter of how well your listings are optimized. This is the price impact analysis. Let's see, last year. So this shows you the price versus demand, the relation between price and volume. So whenever the price changes, what is the impact on my volume? So it maps all that out over here. And this is dynamic pricing, price versus volume. You can modify the price, and it will show you how it's going to change your volume. So it calculates the R-squared value and the mean error, and then for the price and volume, and then it predicts how the volume will change based on price changes.
Got it.
So the last tool that we have is AdsTime. So this is our ads optimizer, PPC ads optimizer. We have a pretty capable optimizer.
So what it does actually on the ad side, is that kind of AI that automates, or is that a hybrid kind of system?
It's a learning-based system. Okay, it's a hybrid. So what it does differently than other PPC ads optimizers, and I shared the code with Claude that I wrote, and Claude was just jumping up and down looking at the code, saying, "Oh, this is the best." So this is the best ads optimizer code I've seen in a long time. And so it does multiple things. First of all, it checks whether you have enough inventory, and if you're getting close to the reorder level. Even if you don't configure the reorder level, we find out what the sales velocity is, and then if your sales velocity is 10 a day, and you have only 120 units left in stock, it will know the amount based on sales velocity. It won't last the next 14 days. So it will automatically start dropping your bids. Then it checks next day again, and it will start dropping your bids. And as soon as you replenish your inventory, that goes back to normal. So what happens today is people are so busy, sellers are so busy that I hope everyone is keeping track of their reorder level and their inventory, because that's once you know what happens, how bad the algorithm penalizes you if you go out of stock on anything. Anyways, we put a safety check in there that we will start dropping bids to lower your sales velocity if you get dangerously close to being out of stock. And as soon as you go out of stock, we pause all your ads that are running on that hasten. We do daily optimization, weekly optimizations, bi-weekly optimizations, monthly and quarterly and 6 monthly optimizations. So the daily optimization, what we do is we always suggest that you have a $10 PPC campaign for auto campaign running, because that's the best way to mine golden keywords. And then what our algorithm does is looks at the winners for the day, and then if the keyword is really performing, it will automatically create a manual campaign with that and add that keyword as an exact negative to keep the momentum going and keep mining golden keywords. And as and when a keyword outperforms, we move it to the manual campaign. And then weekly optimization, we also look at something that I don't know whether other software do this, but we look at your threshold based on your ads that are running. We learn from your how aggressively you had bid in the past, and we have only 60 days of data. But what we do is use that data we have only 60 days of data on new accounts. That's what I meant. And then what we do is We classify you whether you're conservative, average, or aggressive in your PPC strategy. And for once we classify you, we know the thresholds that we need to work with. And we'll be releasing Ad Pilot, the new UI, which will replace this. It will tell it where you can go and look at your how system is classifying you and the default templates that it is using for your optimizations. We also do, like I said, uh, bi-weekly and then monthly optimizations. We restructure campaigns, pause campaigns, reallocate budgets. And if something like Thanksgiving is coming up or Christmas, 2 months, or I think it's 45 days in advance of that event, we will increase the budget during that period automatically. We also do day parting. So our system,
Really?
yeah, day parting is built
Yeah,
into the.
you have a lot of qualities of standalone PPC management software.
Really?
Yeah,
I
like
don't know
day
much
parking and
about.
everything.
I don't know much about other software, but day parting is built in. Keyword management is built in. Campaign structuring is built in. Event planning is built in. A lot of optimization is built in. I just haven't. Unfortunately, I took all the development on my head. Said I let my team of 21 developers and QA go because I wasn't happy. So I've built all this, and Ad Pilot is being released in the next 2 weeks. I've just been incredibly busy with Scale Pilot and List Pilot, which we went through. So the PPC ads management will be released in the next 2 weeks. We are on the last part of it, and then we'll do a thorough test. And then, Seb, if you have someone who's willing to beta test with us, we'll be happy to do that. Yeah, so
So
it's yeah.
it will be great to test out the PPC side because we have used a lot, like 4 or 5 different standalone PPC softwares till now.
Now you have only one that has everything built in.
Yeah, so that offers a lot of tools within it that we require. Basically, we have tried fully automated one AI. You just connect with API and just put how aggressive you want to go, and the rest AI will do it. But it was like wasting money. So we tried it. We have given time like 3-4 months, but there was no improvement. So we cut it off. AI is not there yet, from our understanding. So we found a balance that's a hybrid is best at this stage of time.
Yeah, when we release it, hopefully December 15th, I'm throwing this date out because there's about 3 days worth of solid work that needs to be done.
Okay.
The last part, that's what I'm working on. All the backend optimization and algorithm is all complete. We are rebuilding the UI. So the new UI, there's no reports or anything. You can talk to the AI in natural language and it will tell you exactly. So you can say, give me the best performing campaigns in the last 2 months, and it will automatically show it on the dashboard. That was something that took time, and it's new to the industry. New to the industry, I mean, we had it. That component is already in here, but we didn't release it. And if you look at, it's not released. It's not there. We didn't release it yet. So you can talk to our AI, and it will figure out what you're trying to say and what your question is, and will automatically lay out all the answers on the dashboard. It's pretty capable. So that took us some time. That's a reason Ad Pilot was delayed a little bit. But as soon as we are out in beta, I will let you know, Seb. I mean, this is something that I think you guys can really use, and a lot of tools built into it.
Great. Good to hear that, and we'll love one day to try it out as well. The ad side and the pricing side. I'm really curious about that. Those two things. So one will increase the profitability, and the other will give you the the brand recognition and
Competitive.
exposure.
Yes. Pricewise is ready now. The goal is to redo the UI too of Pricewise, because when we're renaming it to Price Pilot, it will be a new UI. Like take for example this UI is good enough, but I wasn't happy with it. So we are redoing the UI for Ad Pilot, which is much more capable than this. Likewise, what I showed you price-wise, it will be next, which will be redone. But the meat of the application, how it performs, and all the strategies and everything, that's working now. And when we release the new version, it will be seamless transition. Nothing will have to change from what you're using. And even if you use AdStime today, it's all the optimization and everything is built in. All we're doing is changing the UI. But I would like to onboard you and others on the new user interface. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Of course, that's something that we can do. So that was the last tool, right? That you want to.
Yes.
Okay, great. So once I think there was a lot of missing data, right? So that's something that we can do it on a live account with the real
Yes.
figures and everything. You can see the pulling data. Maybe the Shopify is connected, Temu is connected, TikTok. Temu is on the way. I understand that, but TikTok is connected.
TikTok is ready. All the platforms, Sellwise is completely ready.
Okay.
You can connect now, and it will work. Right? Likewise, Pricewise is ready. AdSign is ready. All we are doing is we are in an interesting state. Scale Pilot and List Pilot, the user interface is so new, so good that it makes our other products look bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
when you look, so take for example, if I show you Scale Pilot, now it's night and day difference between the UI of Scale Pilot. Do you see my screen?
Yes, I can. Yes.
Yeah. So if you look at Scale Pilot, it's completely new modern UI UX, and then you look at this and you go like, is it the same product, same company? But as far as the products go, they are 100% working. Price-wise, we have users using it currently. I didn't want to show user data. That's the reason I used a demo account. But as soon as you connect your account, all the data, everything is working 100%. And there's this one product called Bookwise, which is for booksellers, not your audience. But basically, it's for Amazon textbook sellers, flippers that do arbitrage on books. So those are all the products we have.
Yeah. So Tahir, for this software, one of the questions that a lot of sellers, because there are a lot of tools within it. If you compare, you have PPC, you have listing, you have pricing, you have, for booksellers, you have that side. So there are a lot of tools there. There are a lot of integration, selling platform integration. So it offers a lot. So the first question which comes to a normal Amazon seller, for example, will be, how much it's going to cost? Because you're offering a lot of tools. Normally, for a standalone PPC, people spend a lot, right? But it have a lot of tools within it under one umbrella. So how much is going to cost on average per month for a...
So we have price plans for, there's one called Pro, which is all the tools included. Okay. We haven't fleshed out the pricing, but if you're doing MCF, and if you're using repricing, and if you're using PPC, we will give you a very good deal to start off with. And if your customers are interested, they can reach out. And take for example, Sellwise is based on the number of SKUs that you do. But if you're private label, and if you're doing more than 100 SKUs, I don't know what you're doing. That's too much. Typically, private label sellers, normally, they do under 20, 25 SKUs. So that's $200 a month for Sellwise. Unlimited platforms, unlimited orders. Other companies charge you per order fee. We don't. And then price-wise is $200. and then ad time up to 10 campaigns is $300. So collectively, it's $700. What we can do is give you all three tools for 30% off and bring it down to where you can actually use the tool, provide us feedback for us to improve our offering, and work with us, and then you're grandfathered into the product, into the tool itself. So maybe $4.99 for all tools, no limit.
That's good to know. So I will put the link down in the description for the website, and I will have a chat with Tahir. Maybe he can issue a code, a voucher code. I will include that code as well. So if you want to get that discount, please use the code. It's not an affiliation, but it's just 100% whatever you're getting. There's no cutoff for me or anything. So I just want to be clear on that. And Tahir, thanks a lot for walking us through all the different tools that you have. If I want to say, that's a fantastic tool. You are bringing a lot of stuff under one umbrella, one brand. That's really nice, because people, a seller, it's a headache, right? They have a lot of tools lying around for each purpose. So that's kind of the headache. You have to log in to different software. So if you have one software under one domain name and everything is there, that itself gonna save a lot of clicks and times for each seller.
Yeah,
Great.
exactly. That's a strategy, sir.
Great. Yeah, thanks a lot, Tahir. Appreciate you coming down and showing all those functions. Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot for watching.